What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Trademark Podcast. It's our first recording of the year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a very safe and enjoyable holiday season. We are super excited to be kicking off a new season and a new round of recordings here for the Trademark Podcast. And we have got Beth Toenies from BELFOR Franchise Group with us today. And we're super excited to dig in. A lot of exciting things to talk about. Beth is super knowledgeable, a lot of accomplishments. She's helped the trades out with so many different things, and we're so excited to dig in. So let's go ahead and get started.
Step into the Trademark, your go-to podcast for everything marketing in the trades. Hosted by award-winning industry marketing experts Sarah Gerardo from Remarkable and Eric Thomas from Rival Digital. Together, we're here to unite the worlds of trades and marketing, bringing you insights, stories, and strategies from the heart of the industry. Whether you're a trade professional, a marketing expert, or somewhere in between, this is the place for you. Listen in as we're here for the big ideas, the game changers, and the everyday successes. Because at the Trademark, we're with the trades and for the trades.
I just realized that picture at the end there of me. Gosh, that was before I had kids. So the wrinkles have gotten real. The dad weight has gotten real.
Yeah, we were texting at 2 a.m. the other night, and I was like, "Are you awake because of the kids?" And
Yeah, I woke up and texted Sarah back, and it was like 4:30 or 5 o'clock my time. And she was like, "Which one of the kids is awake?" And I was like, "Wait, why are you awake?"
I pulled an all-nighter. It was kind of crazy. Well, welcome back to the episode of the Trademark. Super excited to be here with Beth. And Beth, I read about you and I am wildly impressed. So tell me everything about you just from the beginning so our listeners can kind of digest and see what we're going to talk about.
Sure. Well, first off, guys, thanks for having me on. We're so looking forward to kind of sharing a little bit about BELFOR Franchise Group here. But yes, Beth Toenies, I'm the Chief Operating Officer for 1-800-BOARD-UP, where we have 135 different franchise locations in the US and Canada in the restoration space. And I've been with them in the restoration world for 12 years. And in addition to that, so we were acquired by BELFOR Franchise Group in July of 2022. And this past summer, they asked me to work on the BELFOR Franchise Group side in addition. So I'm also the Vice President of Franchise Development for all 15 brands with BELFOR Franchise Group, and we're rapidly growing. I come from a leadership and marketing side, so love that we've got a lot in common here. We can probably talk and talk. So come from, my degree is actually journalism, and that really equipped me to continue asking questions and looking for ways to improve. And once I got into the restoration space, I knew pretty quickly that this is such a humble, hardworking group of people that this is my home. This is where I want to stay. And so I've been in the same space for 12 years now, and I'm really happy to work some more with inside of home services, like the service industry, inside of home services with BELFOR Franchise Group, but the other brands too.
I love it. Wow. That is a lot of different businesses to be ahead of, right? How cool is that? And if I could ask, what's your favorite one that you have? What's the because board up, there's just so many going on. So which one do you love?
The one that has my interest the most right now is actually it's Ducks. So if you guys are familiar with HVAC cleaning, dryer bin cleaning, literally the cleaning that goes on in coil systems, that is one that really has my interest. I've been becoming more and more, I guess, assertively learning inside the world of ducks. That's been the one that just kind of grabbed my attention the last 6 months. And I think, truthfully, 2026, you're going to see that brand in particular skyrocket. We've got a couple changes to the way that we're marketing ducks and working with existing HVAC companies, for instance. That's going to be a game changer. So that's the one that I'd probably say is right now that's got me the most excited. But there's several other brands out there. We launched BELFOR Franchise Group in the last 3 years. We've launched several new brands, and we actually are about to acquire a few more. And so we've got a lot of exciting things going on over here.
I love that. And so we have Ducks. What other kind of franchises do we have so that others can understand?
Sure. So hoods is another one. So restaurant, commercial cleaning of literally the hoods, like over in the kitchens, right? So we have Kim Dry Enhance. Kim Dry is actually a company, such a wonderful reputation of a company where they have over 700 locations around a really large one that's typically in, I don't want to say carpet cleaning, but they do a lot of upholstery and refinishing anything that's basically on the floors. That's what they go to. Enhance, that's the cabinet refinishery organization. We have 1-800 Water Damage and Blue Kangaroo Packouts. Those are some of my other ones that I really enjoy in the restoration space, and maybe we'll find some time to kind of talk about it. But the contents restoration space is just a place that's hopping, and we're seeing more and more women particularly coming into business ownership in this BKP space. But additionally, we have Cool Bends and Clear Pest Pros. That's another one of those two are probably the newest brands that we've got with us. And they're taking off. We have Junk Co Plus, so junk removal and hauling. That's another really hot one. I don't know if you guys go to or kind of watch the buzz going on, but that is something like junk hauling and removal is just, that's popping. We have Helpful Heroes is another one. And last three, the only ones I didn't mention, of course, besides the 1-800 Board Up one that I've been with, is Redbox plus dumpsters. Really cool concept how there's actually a porta potty on most of the dumpsters. Like, it's a really concept because you need them anyways. Like, why not have the same vendor do both? So super cool. But then the Patch Boys and Z Plumbers. So all are inside the home services space, and could for sure, like, each one of these brands we could talk about separately in a different episode, but they all complement each other really well.
Yeah, that's really interesting. One, you said the restoration industry is hopping.
Oh yeah.
Right after you said the Blue Kangaroo Packouts. So was that like a pun intended?
Yeah, that's right. We're busy popping and packing things away.
Well, it's hopping.
Yep.
No, that's really cool. I love the overlap in all of these. I think that's really cool where it's like they all complement each other. Like, there could be a call for like water damage restoration, and like 4 brands could help them out.
Well, and that's what happened. So I actually got a testimony that came through my desk. I got a picture shared with me just last week of an office over in Kansas. And this, they had 4 different BELFOR Franchise Group brands on the same job. And
That's awesome.
We see that quite frequently. The name BELFOR, it's actually, our sister company is BELFOR Property Restoration. Like, literally, they are the world's largest restoration company. Like, in the world, it's the largest. And so we have all of that unique growth, like, built in innately inside those referral sources even. But if one person is out there, like, let's say the restoration, BELFOR Property Restoration is out there, they can outsource the water damage removal. And same thing over to Ducks. Like, after a fire, it's part of the code, your insurance, that'll require your ducts cleaned. Like, you do not want to live with all the smoke damage either. So it definitely all goes hand in hand, and it's hats off goes to Sheldon Yellen, who's the CEO of BELFOR Holdings, and his amazing vision of doing just that. It's really created a family of brands that are cohesive.
I love that. Yeah, because I was thinking, well, you need a dumpster and you need porta potties and you need all of this to clean this up. And yeah, wow. And pest control, you always need pest control, just so you know.
Agreed. I live in Florida, so I get it.
Oh, I really need this. Yeah, so that's incredibly exciting. And you were just recognized as the Woman of the Year, right?
I was, yeah. Some of my amazing coworkers, actually from one of my work with 1-800 Board Up in Canada, where we had just launched in the last year. We launched 35 new franchise locations in Canada, which is enormous growth. But some of my coworkers up there nominated me for this award, which was from the Universal Women's Network, and that was pretty cool to be the recipient of an honor.
Yeah, congratulations. We want to celebrate you, so we want to make sure that that's noted. And I work with a lot of different companies, a lot of franchise, a lot of private equity, a lot of individual companies, a lot of companies that are buying to become their own private equity. And I love this space. I love all of the visions and what they have to offer. But from your perspective, what is the difference of a franchise, private equity in a sort of way, of, what's going on in the industry
Yes.
and, having your own business?
Oh boy, that's probably the single biggest benefit inside of a franchise system is that you are empowering someone with a great idea who already has an idea that they want to be their own boss, right? Or they could partner in with someone, right? But the franchise world gives that business in a box with proven coaches and mentors to help you succeed faster. So that's what's really incredible is the franchising side. Hands down, that's the side that you want to get into that space if you're looking to get into a business in an industry. Even if you all have already been in that industry, this will take away the guesswork for the business side of things. Like think of it, like we'll go to one of our brands like Z Plumbers. Not every plumber has a master's in business or can do their own books, right? Like they're not proficient in accounting and have their CPA license. And so the franchise model is really genius because it really simplifies the business aspect of it and all of the shared services that can be out there, such as marketing or technology, software programs are provided to you. So you don't have to go look. You can literally spend your time doing what you do best and allow the franchise side to handle the rest.
I love that. Yeah, most definitely. It is, often it is presented as this is something that you're buying into. You don't have to operate as the owner all of the time. Like it's built for you to really turnkey the processes. And the process is already built, which is really important, right? Because as you start business, you're like, what processes? Like, how
Mhm.
does this happen? So that's super interesting. And I love that you talked about technology because I think like let's lean into this a little bit. Repeatable, scalable companies or scalable, repeatable companies, they need very strong processes and a very important technology stack behind them to become as efficient as possible. So, what does that look like from your franchise perspective? How do you go about and implement those for the businesses that are purchased?
So the majority of our brands actually share software with other brands within our umbrella. So we're able to have on our staff an expert inside, what one of those programs and softwares that maybe it's in the estimating world and we've got a really great program where internationally, we have 3,000 licenses, right, under this one program. So we're able to not only just drive down the cost, but be able to have these innovative programs provided because of that to some of these smaller individuals like you or I that would never have a chance to be in with such an incredible vendor. So you have those that are like literally very skilled at finding these type of programs out there, testing it and making them work. And that's what's really cool about the franchise model is we're able to scale it so much quicker because of the size of the franchise.
Do you
I
guys
love
run do you guys run into, like, any any pushback or challenges when it comes to, like, implementation and rollout of
We
new
sure do.
technologies across the board?
Well, we sure do, Eric. What a great question. And I think it's really change altogether. Like even I liked the story with your kids up at night. Like anytime you got a little bit of a change, it's a difficult thing to roll out in any part of life. And so definitely take some more hands-on coaching
Yeah.
with these guys out there in the field. And we also have some experts like in those particular softwares that come to our conventions every other year when we have a convention and they'll help show people like hands-on how to better use that software. And so I will say it's never quite easy. Sometimes as a business we know how valuable this is going to be. If they would just use this software, it's going to save them 11%. Like literally it's going to take off their bottom line. It's going to be incredible because they're able to save on labor shortage or labor from overages because we now have this automated program that can help track and pay labor. But nobody really wants to embrace it right away. So as a franchise system, we're able to kind of dangle the carrot and be like, hey, you need to. This is going to really, we're the master franchisor. So we're telling you, you need to. So it does, we have seen probably faster than you would in an independent business, the embracing of these technologies because we're a trusted voice to our franchisees.
Yep.
Yeah.
Adoption and utilization is a opportunity throughout the entire all industries, not even just ours, it like it's every business that
Yeah.
is in, because right now we're all going through a huge culture shift, an evolution, whatever you want to call it. I love to call it shift to like spark debate, but really it is because AI is coming into place, right? And AI brings agentic orchestration and different types of systems than we're used to, and also a different culture. And I think that's the exciting part about AI just in general. How are you all thinking about AI and automation and the agentic orchestration to help make your businesses happen faster and yeah, sorry, my dog started crying and
Okay, that's okay. I have kids too, so used to it. So at BELFOR Franchise Group, you guys, we are so excited about AI. This is not something that has us worried. We are kind of like in the restoration space, how they've used for decades. Oh, the restoration side, we are recession resistant. It's actually I heard someone recently say we're AI resistant, and I said not at all. We actually embrace it. It's all about the utilization of it in the right way to then save you time, save people time, and put their time and effort into something more worthwhile. Maybe it's selling, right?
Yeah.
So that's truly been our stance, and we have some amazing programs out there. The way that AI is being used inside even this restoration space, I was saying, where you used to have someone come out with their tape or their tape measure, right? And they're measuring each side. Now take a picture. AI program automatically gives you the dimensions, off you go. Just saved that guy 3 hours of backbreaking work. And so while it's hard to get over the mindset that skilled laborer, instead of being bending over and measuring each part of the room and the dimensions with his pencil and paper, instead of spending 3 hours there, now he can spend 3 hours doing something much more worthwhile. But that again, that's a shift in the mind. So most of our franchisees are there with us. They're all very excited, and especially the programs that we've selected to use, it's saving quite a bit of effort.
I love that.
That's awesome.
And for the franchise, sorry, Eric, I have so many questions, but mine is basically like, what would you, if you had to, like for the franchisees, would be the first thing that would have AI and automation? Would it be the call center? Like how, like what was like the first thought of like, where's the leak?
Yeah.
Like feel that.
Yeah, the very first one I would probably say was probably on the operational side of tracking the jobs and inbound calls. So we still value, and AI is everywhere. And most likely this time next year, what I'm about to say will have completely changed. We'll have something new to say. But as of now, we still have people answering each inbound call, including like even the chats that go into our franchisees through there. We really value the people side of it. Now, for AI, we're really utilizing inside that same system, we're using to tell us a lot about that individual that's writing in or like using, I don't know, IP data that's out there. And so we're able to get so much more information to save that person. They don't know it, but to save them so much time from answering all the questions. We already have their zip code of where they live, or the postal code if you're in Canada. And we have their average median income for that zip code. And so it's really saving so much time. It's just picking and choosing of what's, like kind of what part do you want to start on? And we really chose to try to take it the easiest approach for the consumer calling into our franchisee.
Yeah. Because your consumer, I mean, restoration, it could be fire, it could be water damage, and empathy is something that AI has to be taught, right? And built into. So I can imagine that people matter first, and especially in certain industries, and then streamlining processes and operations, because you can have the best marketing in the world, but if you do not have the operations, you will have leaky holes all over the place. And,
Absolutely.
yeah. So
And that spreads quickly. That's what you absolutely have to have things buttoned up on the operational side. And I love how you said that, because it's very important to ensure that human connection, like, and I think you were saying AI can be taught that. I think in probably at least 6 out of our 15 brands, like, I don't know, will there be a robot being a plumber someday? Probably. There'll probably, a machine that comes out, but until that's really cost effective, we've got so much that needs to happen. But think on that emergency services, like someone's house just caught on fire.
Yeah.
That robot will never be able to give a hug the same way that Eric could if he's out there with someone's home that just burned up and he's being able to say, I am so sorry for your loss. Let me get a blanket from my car for you. And it really helping with that, the human side, that's what makes us so unique.
And I give really good hugs.
I don't know why I had a feeling.
That's what my mom always said. My mom said I give good hugs. So I agree. A robot can never compete against my hugs. Until one day it can, of course.
Right. Until they have
Maybe.
this like big, soft, plushy
Yeah.
blanket that they just bring and wrap around you. Yeah. I think that's great. And I think that tech adoption with AI, it's going to, especially in our industry, it's going to, in industries, it's going to change rapidly. And I think that you're right, saving the person that's out there on the job time with measurement tools, with recommendations, getting there faster with add-on sales. But really, it's add-on sales or solutions that are being provided that can help make things happen faster for them, right? Because it is backbreaking. You're down there measuring, you're down there looking at systems, and maybe you just don't see it. And AI has vision and AI has voice, and you can leverage that kind of technology for the field. And I think that's just so exciting. To me, it's very exciting because I always wanted someone to help me with my job.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And think of so that field worker too, but how they work with their location of calling in, okay, I'm on scene and I'm seeing there's 4 windows that are busted out. So I'm gonna need, let me get my calculator, 8 sheets of plywood, and then I need this many screws. Now there's a software program that can do that, like literally through a picture. And so it really helps automate and save time. So I'm with you, Sarah. It's a very exciting time that we're in.
Yeah, I mean, think about the inventory that you could save being efficient with it telling you exactly what to purchase, and then it purchases it and puts it in Waymo or whatever from the supply house and sends it to you. I keep thinking of all these crazy things, and Eric laughs at me, but I'm like, this is
No, I think the thought of Waymo dropping something off would be legendary.
right?
Maybe we'll get there.
Stop wasting my time at the supply house with your chit chat. Like, go, let's
Yeah.
be efficient, or the supply house knows ahead of time. It's about the prediction of knowledge that we now have with the tools that you have. And I just
When you go to the supply house and they've always got like a popcorn machine. At least all the ones that I used to go to, like they always had popcorn machines in there. So like every time you'd go, you had to stop for a bag of popcorn. Like Waymo probably wouldn't do that.
they could bring you one. I wouldn't worry
Yeah.
about that. There's little experiences. I'd be like, hey, here's your popcorn. Thank you for stopping in. And saved your technicians or your team or the bottom line 4 hours at the supply house because Jerry was talking to Bob for 4 hours about nothing.
Right.
And billable hours were a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely can streamline it. That's for sure.
Yeah. And so for 2026, what is the primary focus from your role on expansion, and like what does this look like? Like, I mean, obviously there are so many trades out there that you guys could go into, but you guys very intentional. You're international, right?
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing because Australia is ahead of us in a lot of things, and I just want to know more.
Yeah, no, there's so many ways that we're looking for growth in 2026. The one that I want to speak to the most is the success and greater success of our existing franchisees. That's really what has us focused. Yes, we are absolutely looking for expansions of those existing franchisees and then also new partners to come into markets where we might have 9 of our 15 brands and we have our BELFOR property restoration that's there in that location. So we might be looking for, the additional 6 locations to put in there where we need a Z Plumbers and we're looking for the Patch Boys. And we're also wanting that blue Kangaroo Packouts. And so we're very intentional with the way that our growth goes, which is what I love that you said that, Sarah, because we're never, and you could write this down and we could probably tattoo it on ourselves. We will never just grow for the sake of growth. Other franchise brands, that's how they are. We're very intentional. We want it to be in markets where our franchisees can support each other, not just through lead generation, but with market ideas, come together for events and really share resources. That's an enormous concept. So that's really what we're looking for, is to further infiltrate or fill in the spots around North America specifically. That's where we're really geared for 2026, is in North America, so Canada and the United States, and looking for the growth of those other brands when we have successful established brands inside that market there already.
I love it. I love it. And then are you encouraging your franchise owners to purchase more of these different types of business models? And so then they become like this whole resource, or like basically their own lead aggregator for the businesses. Is
Yes,
that
we have several locations that do that, especially those. We have several brands that kind of go hand in hand or are similar. So let's say like Redbox plus dumpsters. You have to have a parking lot somewhere so you can park the dumpsters when they're not in use or not being picked up, etc. So if they already have that much space, then probably cool bins would make sense to add to them, because it's also a modular, literally insulated, I don't know, storage unit that could be used for mobile offices and so many other things. So then we've seen a couple people that were existing Redbox plus dumpsters now buy cool bins as well. And so it really, especially those synergistic brands, we have some 1-800-water damages that also have blue Kangaroo Packouts. And you're going to see quite a bit more synergy soon coming too with the plumbing industry and some others. So we've got quite a few little synergies that really our brands go well together. But absolutely, we would love our franchisees to have them all and be successful inside those markets.
Yeah, I love that. And then what revenue size are these franchisees actually hitting? Like so we can give them an idea of like, where do they start? Like, how does it grow for them?
Yeah, that's a great question, and something that is very detailed down. And I will tell you, that's one of the best parts about being in the franchise system, is there's something called an FDD. So for anybody listening who has not heard that phrase, it's not some huge scary document. It's actually there as a tool for you to openly show you inside each brand the average, even goes down to like the average ticket size of a job inside, we could say Ducks here, for instance, right? And so the FDDs for each of the different brands, they vary greatly, because some of if you think of like buying a dumpster is a lot more expensive than buying one of the other brands where there's no hard cost for something, but it's perhaps just a service that you're providing, right? So the buy-in cost varies based upon what it is. So we have really franchises that are perfect for both those that have been in the corporate world, but then those that are even don't have a lump sum of cash, but you know that you're going to be a really good boss and a hard worker, and you've got that grit that's going to help you succeed. That's the beauty of the franchising side. So all you need to do is request an FDD from our brands, and we will show you. It even shows in there like the top 50% and the low 25%, and you can see the average revenue per existing franchisee in those buckets. And that is a game changer. It takes away the guesswork of not quite sure how to project, not quite sure how much money to spend up front, because you can see real live data.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a tremendous call to action, by the way.
Yes, it is. It's the perfect like segue to work through this. Yeah, like I think that if you had one piece of advice for operators of franchisors, what would it be when they're looking to partner with or buy from a franchise company, and then B, like, how would they research this, and then C, how do they contact you?
Sure. So whether it's through BELFOR Franchise Group or someone else, what I'll say is what we do at the BFG side, that's BELFOR Franchise Group for short, right? What we do at BFG is we really tailor the brand selection upon that person's personality and their goals. So you might come in here, Eric might be like, hey, look, I'm a millionaire. I can drop a bunch of money and buy a bunch of dumpsters out here. I've got a parking lot that's perfect for it. I've got someone who can be my driver. I can coordinate it while I'm working on the side. Let's do this one. We might say, hey, Eric, tell us, do you have we heard you say you have young kids. Would you like to be around at different hours? And we might try to tailor the brand that you buy based upon what you might fit better. So while you might walk in your mind saying, I'm going to do, I don't know, Clear Pest Pros and be that pest control, we will help you choose the right one for you. And there's no harm in exploring additional brands. That's what's so great about a franchise group family. So definitely reach out to us, BELFOR Franchise Group, but all the details that you would need that I want you to know as someone looking to create a legacy for yourself is inside those FDDs that each of the businesses will show you. That's the coolest part. It really takes a lot of the guesswork out of the business side in franchising.
I'm so grateful that you came on.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Great.
Yeah.
Beth, for those listening, wow, just remind us where can they go to learn more about, BELFOR Franchise Group or to connect with you?
Yeah, we would absolutely love that. There's a lot of opportunities out there to utilize our franchisees, even if it's not something that you're looking to expand into this space. We'd love you to learn a little bit about our existing The Patch Boys that's out there should you need drywall repair, right? So go to belforfranchisegroup.com and we list all of our companies. You can even type in your zip code or postal code and it'll let you know how many are in your area. And you can also reach out to us and you can message and say, I might be interested in purchasing. I heard this lady named Beth out there talking about how there's some really good opportunities to enter into the space without breaking the bank, even if you weren't, as rich as Eric, right? We can we can really work with, he's like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
We can work with it and help advise you on the best place for you to land. So come see us, BELFOR Franchise Group. You can also just send us a message on any of our socials. We're very active there too. I'm on LinkedIn. You're welcome to find me, Beth Toenies, over with BELFOR Franchise Group on LinkedIn and shoot me some messages too. I'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Beth, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Yeah. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Boom.
Boom.